switching to cricket for this segment of the SportsMax Zone as we bring you the latest from the regional four-day competition, where it stumps in 3 early third-round matches. Now, Jason Mohammed converted his overnight century into an unbeaten double for Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, who lead the Leeward Islands Hurricanes by 484 runs at stumps on day 2 at Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis. Mohammed added an even 100 to his overnight 104 to be knocked out on 204 when the Red Force declared at 529 for 5 after 125 overs. Wicketkeeper Joshua Da Silva, who resumed the day on 120, went on to score 152. Mikhail Louis, 23, and Kadeem Henry, 17, saw the Hurricanes to stumps without casualty at 45, without loss. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Scorpions will resume day 3, 36 runs behind hosts Barbados Pride at Kensington Oval. The Pride, who resumed the day on 9 without loss, got to 293 in 86.4 overs, led by a century, 108 from Jonathan Drakes, his second of the tournament, against figures of 6-4, 94 from spinner Brad Barnes. The Scorpions then battled to 26 for 1 at the close of play, with Kurt McKenzie 14 and Captain John Campbell 8 at the crease. And over at Windsor Park in Dominica, the Windward Islands Volcanoes will resume day 3, 16 runs ahead of the combined campuses and colleges on 232 for 8, with Kenneth Dember 40 at the crease. Now, wicketkeeper Jan Benjamin, 49, is so far top scored for the Volcano. CCC added only 79 runs to their overnight total earlier in the day, managing 216 and 71 overs in their first innings against Daryl Cyrus, who claimed 5 for 71. So that is the roundup of day number 2, the game featuring the Guyana Harpy Eagles and the West Indies Academy. No play yet on day 2. That's a day-night encounter, rain affecting that match badly at the Providence Stadium in Guyana. But Jason Mohammed, like he was the star of the show on day number 1, the star of the show on day number 2 again in round number 3, Lance and Mariah.
Yeah, and of course Joshua Da Silva was dismissed with the little bit of play that of course they got. He was dismissed. I was a bit disappointed in that dismissal because I wanted him to go on and score a double century, but that's just what I wanted. He had to want it too. So Red Force looking in control. I'm very impressed also with Jonathan Drakes, who led the Pride scorers, picking up that century as well, and then Daryl Cyrus for the Volcanoes bowlers. So I think again round 3, but same consistency, good stuff from the players, bat and ball.
Yeah, good to see Cyrus getting among the wickets again, because he had a good 2024 season as well, and considered to be one of the best leg spinners in the region as well. And you mentioned Jonathan Drakes, his second consecutive 100 in the tournament. He did play for the West Indies on the 19s. Jonathan Drakes did back in 2014 with Shimron Hetmar and Nicholas Pooran, Brandon King, and Tej Narayan Chandapal as well. So good to see that at 30 years old, he still has big appetite for runs and doing well for the Pride.
Yeah, I think pretty soon we're going to have to get one of our analysts in to have a conversation about why we're seeing so many healthy scores in the tournament this year.
And Isn't this good?
So, well, it depends on how you look at it, right? So one aspect may be, well, the batsmen are better. Some may say maybe the quality of the bowling isn't as good. And when we spoke with Jamar Hamilton, he mentioned the ball that is being used, which is the Kookaburra ball.
Yeah.
And he was suggesting that there is not a lot of assistance for the bowlers after just a few overs. So it gives the batsmen a lot more time, and once the ball gets a little bit roughed up, it becomes a lot easier for the batting side. You would hope that the main reason is just a greater appetite for runs, better application, better technical ability. That is what you would hope. But I do think we need to get one of the analysts in to really have a deep dive into whether that is actually the case or there are some other factors. Before the start of this round, 13 centuries, 34 half centuries.
Yes.
In just 2 rounds of regional 4-day cricket. That is significant. I can't recall ever seeing those numbers after 2 rounds or in any 2 rounds of regional cricket in all the time I've been watching the game at this level.
But in the bowler's defense, we got some fifers. What about Brad Barnes, who led the Scorpions with 6 for 94? Carripe doing his thing. Who else picked up a fifer? Can you remember? Just the facts was yesterday.
In this, well,
Daryl Cyrus, which we mentioned.
Cyrus, and yeah, there were quite a few for real.
I just want to think it's the quality of the cricket really improving.
Tevin Imlach did comment on it as well, because I did ask him the question about the spinners being so dominant.
And
he did suggest about the pitches as well, apart from the ball, but the pitches, you know, making things a little easier for the batters. But let's see how the tournament unfolds, because we're not yet at the halfway stage of the tournament. But it certainly has been an impressive start for the batsmen. I agree with you, Ricardo. I can't recall ever after 2 rounds seeing so many hundreds, and we're getting double hundreds as well. So we're happy to see it. But you know, there could be factors surrounding the success of the batters that may temper or...
This is reminding me, I know you want to say something, but this is reminding me of the comments that I have to read every day on Interactive. It's like, we can't please y'all.
No, it's not. We just want to analyze it. It's not that, not that we're not happy to see it, but there could be reasons for it that could, you know, be a little bit more instructive in what we are seeing.
Yeah, one of the things I'm definitely happy for is that batsmen are going on. They're not just getting to 100 and getting out. They're getting into the 120s, the 150s, and if you're Jason Mohammed, the 170s and 200s. Let's go to a break on the SportsMax Zone Interactive to close the show after this.